My wife, come on, stop, man.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Joss Bedard. Thanks for coming back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. We've been covering a lot of Ellen stories, but for people who are new to this channel or are just catching us on this video, the information is something worth sharing. I talked about all the celebrities who exposed her recently, but what about real people just like you and I? I found 10 times that she was exposed by some of her fans. Keep in mind, all of these stories are posted online and I am just passing the information along. We really don't know if it's true or not. I will just let you guys decide. That is up to you, what you believe and what you think of her. On a different note, come say hi to us outside of YouTube. You can find our social media links there down below, and make sure you hang out until the end because I will be doing some comment shout outs and there might be some bloopers because I mess up a lot. But here's the list. Kicking off the countdown list, at number 10 is she gave away a fan's gift. One former Ellen fan tweeted out a story with photographic evidence that proved Ellen gave away her hard work. A girl named Danielle Acevedo tweeted out saying, "When I was 15 at the Ellen show, was doing a contest of fans making a bust of her and sending it to her. I worked so hard on this and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop in a game and gave it away to a random person with $500 attached to the bottom." In her tweet, she attached photos of her creating the art piece and then the screenshots from the episode where it was a prop in the game with 5 $100 bills taped to the bottom. Yikes. I mean, as a fan, that would be devastating because you obviously made it as a gift to Ellen, not to be given away to some of her other fans. Like, that was for Ellen. Coming into the number 9 spot is the time she almost got a waitress fired. A woman named Chris Farah shared her bad Ellen experience on Twitter and told the story when Ellen complained about her and almost had her fired. She said in her tweet that when she was working at a restaurant, she served Ellen and her wife Portia, and despite everything seeming okay, Ellen filed a complaint afterwards. Her tweet said, "I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia at brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish. Not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I had worked until closing the night before, and this was the next morning. It almost got me fired." Chris explained that she was a huge fan of Ellen, and when her manager pulled her into the office and asked if she served her, she thought maybe she was going to be getting on the show because she had told Ellen that she was an aspiring artist and comedian. But then, yeah, that wasn't the case at all. Oh, that would hurt. Swiping the number 8 spot is she told a celebrity not to talk to guests. A man named Josh Levesky told a story about his friend who used to work as a PA on her show. Apparently, the PA was chatting with the guest star of the day, Russell Brand, and it caused some tension. The tweet said, "Another friend of mine was a PA on her show, and when Russell Brand came into the employee break area to chat with the crew and hang out, Ellen came in and got mad at him, saying he didn't have to interact with those people. And that is why guests have their own area backstage. Clearly, Russell knows that he doesn't have to talk to anyone." If this story is true, I just don't understand why she would care. Ellen has always been very open and she always interacts with her guests and her audience. Like, she dances with them. So why would she care? In spot number 7 is she left a pregnant woman with no benefits. A woman came forward and told a personal story about one of her close friends who worked for Ellen for over 5 years. She goes by the Twitter name Cassandra Tells You So and tweeted out the story saying, "After working for Ellen for over 5 years, close friend left to have a baby and found a different job on a union network with benefits, etc. Ellen begged her to return to work and then fired her after 1 week, no reason given, and my friend struggled for a long time with a new baby and no benefits." I'm left a little speechless after this one. I'm sure there is more to the story than just those few sentences, obviously. It sounds like there were a lot of factors involved, and I'm kind of hoping that this one isn't true, because obviously that's awful. Moving on, at number 6, we have the time she wanted specific food. It's no secret that Ellen is vegan and does a lot when it comes to fighting for animal rights. But one person said she went just a little too far when it came to wanting a specific vegan food item. A woman online came forward and said, "I was PAing for the Letterman special and her rider was 50 items long, and one was a specific vegan cauliflower puff that are rarely sold. So I had to drive to 15 different grocery stores to find it, and then she didn't even touch it. Yeah, that'd be annoying. I understand that you need a vegan menu if that's what your diet consists of because of allergies or your beliefs, but that specific of an item I get would be totally frustrating for a PA because I've been on movie sets before and stuff, so that's really annoying. I get it. We're halfway through and we have how she treats her staff. A writer who used to work for her named Benjamin Simon said that she didn't treat her staff very well and took a few examples to Twitter. One of his tweets said, "A new staff member was told every day she picks someone different to really hate. It's not your fault, just suck it up for the day and she'll be mean to someone else the next day." They didn't believe it, but it ended up being entirely true. He followed that tweet with another ridiculous claim saying that when she's in a bad mood, upper management will highly encourage them to go into her office and do a little comedy bit to help cheer her up. I mean, sometimes a laugh is what we need when we're having a bad day, but I did find a lot of stories online claiming that she doesn't treat her staff properly. So, rolling into number 4 is the time she got exposed by a hairdresser. A lot of these stories come from people who worked for her or through their friends who said that they had a bad experience with her. But a girl named Anastasia told the story that a hair salon in LA deemed Ellen as one of the rudest celebrities that goes in there. She tweeted out, "I lived in LA, got my hair done at Michi, where there were a lot of celebrities. I always asked employees who was the meanest, who was the nicest. Nice were Julia Roberts, Cameron Diaz, Rita Wilson. Mean were Ellen, overwhelming number, and Charlize Theron, saw firsthand." So this is coming from different hairdressers who have celebrities going in and out of there all the time. So this one's kind of interesting because it's like a totally outside perspective. We're coming to the 3rd spot and we have, she asked a PA to give back their Christmas gifts. Come on, I feel like this is way too petty to be true. But someone came forward and claimed that they were friends with a PA that this happened to. A user named Nick Weiger tweeted, "Friend was a PA on her show, got their first staff writer job and put in their notice with Ellen. Instead of congrats, they were told to give their Christmas gift back." He followed his first tweet by saying that she only gives gifts to the staff members that she likes. Like I said, some of these stories are a little too petty to be true, unless she really is that petty. I don't know. Sniping number 2 spot is the time she shut down a barbecue. This one is another example of a time when her passion for veganism came through. A wardrobe expert and best-selling author Alison Freer took her story to Twitter and said, "I was working on a show at Warner Brothers that was next to her stage. It was our showrunner's 50th birthday. There was a caterer grilling steaks outside for a special fancy lunch. Ellen sent someone over to demand they stop as she doesn't eat meat. She's the worst." This is how I see it. She's able to have her vegan lifestyle the same way that meat eaters can have their lifestyle. By them barbecuing outside, it doesn't mean that you have to eat it. I mean, I'm sure you've been to a restaurant where they're cooking meat in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Finally, we have made it to number 1, and we have the time that she compared quarantine to jail. This happened recently, and people online started attacking the comedian and exposing her for taking a joke too far. During quarantine, Ellen decided to keep her talk show going through YouTube videos, like us, and one of them caused her to remove it from social media. In one of her videos, she made a comment saying, "One thing that I've learned from being in quarantine is that people, this is like being in jail. It is what it is. It's mostly because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days and everyone in here is gay." It wasn't long before the joke was being slammed all over the internet. One person called her out and said, "Disappointed in Ellen for joking about being in jail while she sits in her multi-million-dollar mansion with access to anything she wants. Many of us are struggling to get essentials and are exposed on the front lines, but please continue exercising your privilege." That was just one response, guys, all right? The YouTube video was listed unavailable not long after the backlash started. All right, guys, that is our list. Let me know what you're thinking and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But for now, I'm gonna check out some comments from the Nikki Tutorial Facts You Didn't Know video. Trudat says, "I'ma expose the fact that our pickle queen here is roommates with Lucy, Queen of Darkness. I will not confirm nor deny that. I will not be exposed on my own channel." Prep for It says, "I like NikkieTutorials. I don't care how she signs the census form. Male, female, trans, non-binary, beautiful is beautiful." I love this. This was my favorite comment of all time. Seriously, love that. Harley Swift says, "Imagine years from now, students, open your books to page 10. We are gonna learn about the great toilet paper riots of 2020. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to explain this to our kids one day. Like, no one's gonna believe us. They're not gonna understand what we just went through. And going through, I should say." Beezer1225 says, "The best revenge is living well." Facts. That should be a hashtag. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm getting out of here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like and a comment. I might show you in my next video. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you get notified when we post our next video. I'll see you in the next one. I talked about all the celebrities. Oh my God. Stop texting. It's both of us. Her tweet said, I worked at Real Food Dairy. Not dairy. And spot number 7 is she left a pregnant woman. No, that is plural, and this sentence is not. We're coming to the third. But someone came forward and claimed that they sniping number 2 spot. No.